Hey, Caleb.
Hello.
Tell me what's been going on lately.
I don't know. It's getting close to spring break. Kind of at that point where it's like a lull in the semester. Just been, I don't know, feeling kind of out of it, I guess.
A lot of work and everything before spring break.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a lot of studying, a lot of midterms and stuff coming up. And then just like day to day stuff going on. That's been like getting me tripped out.
Kind of come to the middle of the semester, so it's just a weird transition.
Yeah, a little bit. Stuff's kind of starting to get old. It's not like fresh and new anymore.
Tell me more about that.
This semester I was excited for my classes because there's a lot of them are like gen ed classes, and so it's not very music heavy this semester. So I was interested to kind of see how those were going to go and kind of get out of music building and stuff. Um, and there's one of them that I've really enjoyed so far, but all the others have kind of just like worn off, and I'd like rather be doing music related stuff. Even though it's a good break from like being in the building all the time and like thinking about music all the time, it's still like kind of old now. It's just like contributing to the feeling of like being worn out.
So even though you got what you wanted, kind of getting away from the music building for a little bit and music related everything, that it's still a little bit difficult dealing with workload and
Yeah, I
classes.
mean, with anything, yeah, it's gonna be overall just gonna be hard managing time and like balancing everything. I guess in some ways it's kind of relieving though that I do still want to be like in the music building and doing music stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think I'd be more worried if I was just like ecstatic to be out of the music building and not doing anything with that this semester. Like I think that would be more concerning than the fact that I like miss the classes.
So you said you're feeling static still about music.
I mean, it depends on the day, but like overall, I would say I definitely have like a music still makes me happy, so that counts for something.
So being out of the music building, it seems kind of a learning experience, but also gives you that realization or that perspective that at the end of the day you want to go back to music.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Excuse me. I think that our major is kind of unique in the fact that you do have to have so much like training or like experience and knowledge outside of music, but like music is still the core of it. So I know this is like necessary and it's good for me as like a aspiring music therapist, but it is reassuring to know that I still like at the core of it I want to do music stuff.
Tell me more about the classes you're taking.
Yeah, so I'm the one that was really exciting to me and still is exciting to me is my philosophy of art class. It's been a really cool experience, just like getting to meet new people in the class, and also I really enjoy the professor a lot. He's a really like high energy, exciting person, and he has a really unique um, like point of view on art because he used to be in like a punk band, and so he's not like it's not like all like highfalutin and like a kind of closed-minded view of art. It's a really like broad and open-minded um, and really unique all around like look at art as a whole, like what makes something art, and then also just a lot of like philosophical dilemmas and problems within like the realm of art.
So what I'm hearing is that it's really engaging teacher and another even more like new perspectives about just art as a whole, maybe drawing away from like your time in music and everything, but still a good opportunity for learning and growth.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's like one of those people that'll like challenge you to think critically and challenge you to question why you believe something that you believe, and you have to have like reasons. Otherwise, like you can't really participate in the class, I guess, if you don't have like a reason to back up what you think. And it's also like he's one of those professors that just like their passion about what they teach is so evident that it makes you want to do better and it makes you want to like engage and care about the class.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you are really drawn to this class and the environment and everything, and how your teacher's willing to go like the extra mile and make it that engaging.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the bright spots this semester.
Tell me more about your feelings towards the class.
Um, I would say there's like I feel excited to go to class, which is not the case for all my classes. Like I think that's a pretty unique thing about that class. Like there's some classes like you really like dread going to or you don't want to go. And like if you don't go to it, like you don't feel bad about not going to it sometimes, but this is one of those classes where like if I'm not there, like I feel not necessarily sad, but just like I feel like I would be disappointing my professor by not being there because they put so much into it. But like me not going, like because of that, I have like a feeling of like desire to go to the class.
So what you're saying is you're excited to be going to this class, and you'll maybe miss remorseful if you didn't go or just.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely other classes that I feel that with, but this is like one of the strong like cases. Usually, like my music therapy classes, if I don't show up to one days, I feel bad about that. But like, it's kind of surprising to me that like a gen ed class would have that kind of effect.
Really excited about this class, and of course, it sounds like you love your music therapy classes. Tell me more about the classes that the general education classes you haven't had as much fun in or as desire to go to.
Well, right now I'm in human growth and development psychology. It's just a really dull class. It's one of those classes that like I can go to it, and it's a long class too, so it's an hour and 15 minutes. And around 45 minutes, I start getting antsy. And it's in a big lecture hall. It's just like feels like time moves half speed when I'm in that class because the professor is really cool and really interesting, but it's just not something that like grabs my attention. It's not something I want to like actively participate in, like the lecture or anything like that. Because such a big class, it's kind of hard. Excuse me. Sometimes for me to feel like comfortable, like, engaging, like, asking questions about sort of thing.
So I'm hearing this is probably a completely different environment than your philosophy of art class, and that you're surrounded by all these people, and it's just not a topic of interest to you, and probably like as far as like attention goes, like it's a little bit longer, and so it's not as easy to focus.
It's just a lot bigger environment. In my philosophy of art class, it's a lot smaller, and it's a lot like different people in that class. I guess like there's art majors in that class, there's music majors in that class, there's philosophy majors in that class, So it's a really wide variety of people in terms of like experiences and perspectives. But a lot of them are really creative minded and have some really interesting thoughts and like ideas. Whereas in the psychology class, like stuff like that doesn't come up as much because it is such a big class. It's not as much of a conversation. It's more like they're talking at us or at me. That's how I feel.
So sounds like depending on what environment you're in is how engaged you're going to be and how happy or excited to learn about the topic you're going to be.
Not necessarily. I think if the philosophy class was in a big lecture hall, I would still feel the same way, just because of the topic and the way that the professor presents it. And it's not like a knock to my psychology professor because I think she does a good job. It's just it's not interesting to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't pull me in the same way.
Mhm.
It's a lot more like memorization and just like knowing stuff rather than being presented with ideas or like theories and then taking them, basing them on your life experiences, what you know to be true, and then kind of like applying them or trying to break them down and like say why you disagree with them. So it's a lot less abstract in the psychology class.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, pretty much have to like absorb all this information from your human growth and development class, but you get to, I guess, go outward and express yourself a little bit more with the art class and think more creatively than you get to in this other class.
Well, it's not set in stone in philosophy, I think, is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he'll present stuff and then he'll say, this is like why this idea is really good. And then the next slide will be like, this is why it's really bad. And then you can kind of choose whether or not you agree.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's not like you just get to say, oh no, like this is how I feel, so this is the way that I think. You have to have reasons that you believe that, and you have to use other theories that we've learned and other ideas that we've talked about to base your opinion on. So there's not really a right answer or a wrong answer as long as you can defend it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that. Because I think a lot of times in life there's not right answers or wrong answers.
Absolutely. So sounds like you're feeling pretty passionate about this class and maybe just like the idea itself that there's not necessarily a right or wrong to everything in the class because in a lot of classes it is that way.
Mm-hmm. I would say excited is like the feeling that I feel.
Right. Let's go back to the beginning and how you were saying that it's right before spring break and we're kind of getting to the middle point and everything's getting a little bit older. Can you speak a little more about that?
Yeah, I just like I go through peaks and valleys, I guess, with school where I'm really motivated and really trying to like do my best, and then parts where I'm just like tired and overwhelmed and just like don't care really.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those times.
So you say you're feeling tired and overwhelmed. Um, Tell me more about maybe what could be causing that.
I think I have a lot of like involvements outside of just academics, and then on top of that, like trying to maintain the social life and like trying to meet people like in a relationship with, that sort of thing, has been something that's been like added stress, I guess, or added another thing to think about on top of just trying to get work done.
So a lot of responsibilities, and whether it's social or academic or extracurricular, it's all kind of piling together and creating this feeling of overwhelmed or tired.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds like it's been a busy semester,
Busy life.
busy life, and amidst all these responsibilities and everything, there is something you're excited about, and that's your philosophy of art class. Um, Hopefully, hang on to that excitement and do the other classes that aren't exactly your favorite. Um, Thank you for spending your time with me and telling me all this. And
I don't think that.
hope you have a great spring break.